Notorious productive family, the Mississippi dynasty, the prince of King Bae.
Okay, after spending all this time in Korea, you learn all this stuff, understand the language, the people, you have friends over there, you've created all this relationship. My question to you is, why did you decide to leave Korea?
Yeah. I think that's a
Because
good.
I know you already mentioned before, you're working on a plan,
Yeah,
you
to
know.
leave.
Yes, to leave to go to do something else.
Actually, like from the word go,
Mm-hmm.
Korea was not like a place for me to go. Like, a place for me to go. Like that's where I want to live.
Yeah,
Like that's not the place I want to settle. Or
that's not the
that's
place where
where I
you
want
are
to
now.
build a life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So actually, Korea was just like a stepping stone from
Yes.
the word go.
Yeah.
So when I was there, I love Korea. I love Korean people. I love the culture because first of all, I'm somebody like I like the aspect of respect
Mm-hmm.
and to respect and being respected.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's why like I really love about Korea. So but leaving Korea, it was so sad for me, but I had to leave because originally it was not in my plan to
Mm-hmm.
stay there for long. Yeah, I was just like, I had to study, I have to leave because originally being to live in Canada was my dream
Mm-hmm.
because normally based on the advantages that Canada
Provides for you.
provides for me.
I think Canada provides a really stable area if you want to build a family. That's what
Yeah,
Canada provides
yeah,
more than most of the places. But again, it's just like you were saying, if you live in a particular part of the world for some time, what you end up doing is you end up liking that place, you end up understanding the place, you end
yeah,
up creating relationships that you kind of feel attached to that place, which I think that's what you were kind of mentioning before. That's so okay. So if that was the case, so your plan was already, hey, I'm gonna be in Korea for this time, and I'm
yeah,
moving to Canada.
of course.
Was there any other destinations like, okay, if the Canada doesn't work, what next?
Yeah, I was
Because
think,
coming to Canada is never a guarantee.
of course. Yeah. So Germany, why I had always like Germany, and I have a lot of friends, like really close friends in Germany,
Yeah.
like my bench mates that we were studying together in GBHS Bamenda.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them are in Germany. So I really like to go to Germany, but normally um, Canada was my first choice. Is because even my friends in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
they were looking for like, oh, I want to come to Canada as well.
All right.
So obviously, at one point in time, maybe they will join me over here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, no. First of all, Canada is the first choice. If it doesn't work out, then I would think of Germany or Australia. So based on the advantages that Canada do offer for foreigners, as you said, it's difficult to find it. Somebody like you can say this is a Canadian. Most of people over here,
Mm-hmm.
they're either like they're from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see a full-fledged Canadian.
Oh,
So
it's not that you can't see a full-fledged Canadian. They're there,
of
but they
course,
are just not in the city.
yeah,
If
it's
you
difficult to find.
if you take your car now, you drive up north, 2 hours up north. Trust me, everybody that you see there will
Yeah,
be a Canadian,
Canadian.
right? They just these are people that have been here for too long and they've invested a lot, and they don't have to be here in the city like everybody
Yeah,
struggling with whatever is happening in the city. So again, the Canadians are here. How I did, in fact, to notice that one time I went to you go to Quebec, that's where
yeah,
you see real French Canadians, and it's a whole different thing there.
yeah.
But again, yeah, like in the internal cities, you don't see a lot of you don't see like a lot of real Canadians. You see, for example, I'm a Canadian, but I'm not a local Canadian. Like I'm an immigrant who came here and became a Canadian. I can't say I'm a Canadian. Like that's not the original Canadians that you're looking for.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's not the original Canadians that you're looking for. So yeah, in general, let's say, so okay, let me even go there. You did applied to come to Canada? Was a one shot thing and everything just went well?
Yeah, it was a one shot thing. As I think it was a one shot thing.
Did you apply by yourself or did you use an agent?
I can't say I used an. I applied. Yeah, yeah. Like I had a friend of mine. Yeah, that pulled me through. Yeah, because he has been living in Canada for some time, so he assisted me to move to Canada.
It's
Yeah.
very important to especially have friends here that can help you because every day I hear sad stories of people being duped.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of dollars. You know, every single day people call my phone. I'm like, sometimes they'll be telling me about something like a big thing that I usually see people kissing. Oh, they said the Canadian lottery is out. I'm like, there's no lottery in Canada.
Yeah.
Canada is not like the US where you play the
Yeah,
TV lottery. Yeah. I'm like, there are programs in the immigration scheme that look like that look like a lottery. Like all these what they call
express entry.
they're actually a lottery because you just put in your application, put in a couple of things, and somebody can either pick you or they don't, right? So it's to me it's almost the same like a lottery. But when people sound it when they're telling you about it, it sounds like it's like no, I have to re-explain to you that it's not a lottery,
Yeah.
so you can kind of get it properly, you know. But again, that's just the thing. But again, it's good to hear that if you did it once, everything went well. Yeah. So I think you mentioned at the beginning, but I'm not sure. But how long have you been here again?
I think I've been here for like let's say I've been here for like 10 months.
10 months. So approximately a year.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
approximately.
Okay. And you are still here studying private or what?
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah. So you had because you mentioned already you already made your plans and you were gonna be here anyways.
Yeah.
And because I'm gonna ask you a question following this one, but just for the first 10 months that you're here,
Yeah.
you think that the plans are going the way that you thought when you got here?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Not at all.
How's it going? Is it going positively or is it going negatively?
For now, I think it's going negatively. For now, I
Mhm.
just think it's something that is temporary.
Oh yeah.
Because I think obviously the economy now is slow.
Yeah.
I think it's basically slow in not only here in Canada, but I think all over the world.
Sure.
So I just think like things are not moving right now according to plan.
Sure.
But I know with time it will be better. So we just live based on the fact that
Yeah, because
things will get better.
yeah, one of the things that people are saying, people are coming to Canada is like a lot of people don't understand that as much as a lot of people are trying to come to Canada, there's a lot of people trying to leave Canada.
Yeah.
I actually have a video talking about why people are leaving Canada. It's like a lot of time when people come here, they've been here for a couple of years, getting their citizenship, getting a lot of work experience. There's lots of jobs out there, be it in America, South America, be it in Europe, that are paying a lot. So a lot of people, after spending that amount of time here, they usually are leaving the country. That's why there's a huge repercussions from the government if you're leaving the country. In tax, so they would bill you if you're going out of the country. It's almost you pay a lot of tax. If you're selling your house, you're selling your property to leave, there's a huge tax that you pay for leaving the country. You know, there's already that if you're gonna be out of the country and working, you still have to pay tax. But if you're going to tell the government you're leaving the country,
Yeah.
so I was actually talking to a friend that was leaving the country, and I was saying that the lawyer was telling him that if you tell your lawyer, see you're trying to sell your house, and you tell the lawyer, oh, I'm selling the house because I'm in the country,
Yeah.
the lawyer is required by the law to report to the government.
But why is it so?
What do you mean by why is this so? This is a capitalist country. You don't see it in fraud, but that's how it is, right?
Yeah.
The government has to make money. That's how the government runs. So, but these are all the things that are going in the back end. But it's crazy. It's really crazy though. Anyways, but again, like I was saying, nothing always starts in the way that you're saying. When we came here, it was way much better. But now it's a little bit with the immigration and everything and the economic crisis. It's crazy what's going out there, you know? Yeah. So basically what I always tell people is like if you come into Canada, right, from your day one, like because I've already been here, you have to have what they call a 5 years plan and a 10 years plan. You have to have it.
Yeah. I think probably when we live here on earth, I think basically you must have a plan.
You must have a
You
plan.
must have a plan. As
But
I
you know,
said,
but there's the funny story about that is that most people do not have none.
they don't have a plan, and because a plan is like a guideline to your life, like living on earth, a plan is your lifeline, because actually you live basically to achieve what you have put in place or what you have planned to achieve. If you don't have the plan, it's difficult for you to actually have a life, because you don't even know what you're after. You don't even know what you're going towards. So it makes it difficult for you as a person to, like, what's my purpose here on earth?
Sure.
Of course. So that's why, like, having a good plan is like having a good life. So, like, when I was in Korea, immediately I got into Korea, as I said, Korea was like, just like, was like a bridge.
Sure.
So living there, I had already put a 5 year plan. Basically, like, based on the way I understood the system. Since I got there, I knew, like, you have to study. I studied language for like a year. I had to study masters for like 2 years, and then after 2 years, you have like, um, you have a job search for like 2 years as well. So I knew, like, approximately I have 5 years in this country, and then after 5 years, what's your next step?
Yeah.
So basically, based on that, I had to I have to put in place a plan. So with that, I put in place a plan that, after these 5 years, where will I be? So Canada was the plan.
Right.
The next
So
plan.
yeah, so basically following that, that's what I always tell people. Like, as much as you had that same plan when you're in Korea, maybe your plan was to study what you need to study, work, and then leave. The same, I always tell people the same thing applies in Canada.
Yeah.
You have to make that same plan here, whether it's 5 years and 10 years. Like, okay, the first 5 years, this is what I'm doing, this is where I want to go. And if it doesn't work, I maybe I need to readjust this and that and that.
Yeah.
But in 10 years, this is what I have to do. You need to have this work. You need to have a direction. That'll help you in your savings, that'll help you in your investment, that'll help you in the direction in educating yourself in the way that you want to go, right? Because
Of course.
one of the things that I realized that a lot of us that we came here to go to school. But one of the things that we're not educated us on properly was what should we be studying? I have a video on my channel on what if you come to Canada here, some of the professions that you need to be studying. That's I mean I have to do a follow-up video on that, but
I think that's
yes,
a good
what
topic.
you need to, it's very important. The last thing you want to do is spend 2 or 3 years in college or 4 years in the university studying something. End up when you get a job there and you're not happy, you don't like it, or not even getting a job.
That's all.
And
Or
then
you are
thinking
doing
about
something else.
an average school fees in Canada is $14,000 a semester, a year.
Yeah.
Imagine spending 2 years. It will take you a lot to recover that money just to work, and that degree is going to waste. And when you get there, it's like, fuck, what did I do? And this is something that we're not being educated as, especially for a lot of us like foreigners. If we don't have a bigger community here, we only start realizing things because now our community now is getting bigger. Now people can say, hey, don't do this. Hey,
Yeah,
maybe you should do that. Right? You need to have those things in place already. So much more that if this doesn't work, I know, oh yeah, this is my fallback plan.
Yeah.
And we should not be going to school and studying things that we're not happy with it, right?
Yeah.
Like for example, if right now when I'm talking to like my junior people who just come, it's like study something that you naturally do not need to be in the office 24/7. It doesn't matter. Just go for that kind of thing. So you can have more time to relax, to travel,
And
you
do other
can
things.
do whatever you want to do. You can also be on the road and you're walking. But once you go for a job that you have to be static, you have to show yourself every morning at 7 a.m. in the morning, you are only forced to leave at 2:45 or 3 p.m. That becomes a constraint. If that's something that you do that you like, okay, good. But make sure that that's what you like, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to do 2 years, you work for 3 years, like this is a constraint. I don't want to do it.
Of course.
It doesn't make sense. So people need to also be thinking accountability on that and making sure that they understand what they do. And that's always my advice that I give to people.
Yeah, I think that is a great, it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
Yeah, because that's always my advice to people. Because I know a lot of one of the things that's really huge now it's going around is the IT. I know a lot of people are
Yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
a lot of
People
people are
into
getting into those trainings. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's very good. But if you're just going because there's a lot of money in it, but if
Yeah.
you're just going in it for the money,
Money.
it will become very, very difficult, right? You might get the job, but how long are you gonna be in the job?
To maintain the
You might
job.
get it the job 2 or 3 months, you're out because you don't know what you're doing. You cannot put your head there, but so you also need to also have some kind of passion or some kind of directive what you want to do. Have a timeline if it's something that you're doing for the money.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm going to
yeah.
put my head in this thing for
The
the next
money.
5 years. I'm going to put my head in it for the next 10 years, right? You need to have these things put in place so that once you have a plan, at the end of that plan, you can say, "Hey, I was moving towards a lot of people that you meet now. They don't have no plan. They just go in where the wind takes me. Let me go." But
Yeah,
again,
of
I
course.
cannot blame them because the economy too is
It's
really
too
crazy,
crazy.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
difficult to put a plan. Like
Yeah,
you see what's
yeah,
going
yeah.
on to get a place, to get a
I,
house,
I think you just
the
need to.
price for food, the price for insurance, everything is crazy. Like if you're just coming to Canada right now, it is. I'm
I
just
think
telling
I
you.
think I think now is the most. It's not a good time to come to Canada.
I don't even think that it's a good time to go anywhere because, and the problem about it is, like we say, it's not a good time, but trust me, next year it's not going to be any better,
Yeah, of
and the
course.
year after it's not going to be any better. It's just, I think people just need to plan more, about how they want to go about it. Make sure that they have pre-knowledge of where they're going.
Yeah,
What is the
and know
situation
how
here?
how can they adapt?
Yes. What is the situation here? What is the job scenario here? What's the pay? How do I live? Do I have somebody that can pouch? Once you understand these things,
What are the
it'll be
challenges?
it will be yes, it'll be more easy to navigate some of these scenarios pretty much very
Better.
easy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Mhm. So before we wrap up this rappers, I have one question I want to ask you. So say now you take out your 5 years plan, your 10 let's say 10 years plans, and you're good. You're good to go. You're good to go. You already Canada, you don't have no much to do, but I'll put it this thing. And you're good to go. You have the job that you want. You're making as much money you have with your family. Canada, Cameroon, Korea. Where would you want to live? Yeah, you can only pick one.
Come on.
Canada, Cameroon, Korea. Where are you living? Where are you picking?
I think it's difficult, but I think
I don't think it's difficult.
uh probably I'll pick Korea.
You would pick Korea? Oh.
Reason being that I think I just like the culture over
Mhm.
there.
So you don't like the culture of Cameroon?
Not like I don't like the culture
You
of
prefer the
Cameroon,
culture of
but
Korea?
I prefer the culture basically based on the fact that it's inclusive
Mhm.
and it's like respect. You respect
Mhm.
and being respected.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like they consider everybody in life.
Mhm.
They know like we don't live in the world basically for ourselves. No, you don't live like in a selfish way, like it's
Mhm.
all about you, but you live in a society that if I have to eat, another person have to eat.
Mhm.
So we look for a way to live together in order to have a good society. I think basically that's what is being practiced over there. But you go to Cameroon, obviously somebody wants to eat alone. But
No, you're right. You're
you
right. You're
understand?
right. You're right.
You over here in Canada, it's all about the money.
Mhm.
They don't care about any other
Yeah.
stuff.
No, there's
But
not
over
like
there,
in Canada. There's not much of culture. I'll say
yeah,
because it's not because they cannot be. It's just too many cultures
yeah,
that makes no culture stands out. Right. The
yeah.
culture is too many culture.
Yeah, too many cultures. So over there, they have a culture, at least
Mhm.
a well structured culture of that for that matter. So I think for me, I prefer it over there.
Right.
But if I want to talk of Cameroon, it's just because that's where I'm from,
Right.
and normally I have a lot of
You have a lot of love for
experience
back
over
home.
there, and a lot of things I want to like be part of.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just it. But in terms
In
of
my head,
like
I
a
was thinking
real
you.
society
In
where I
my
would
head, I was
love
thinking
to live,
you're gonna say,
Korea.
oh, Cameroon, but again, nah, I like Korea. That's what I thought you're gonna say. But visit Korea, then Korea. Maybe we need to go over there and see what's
I
happening in
think
Korea.
obviously I know it might sound weird,
It does sound weird.
but
It does fucking sound weird.
yeah, but when you go there, you live there for some time, you like get to understand. It's like a perfect society in terms of like, you know, the war belongs to us.
Yes.
It's not like we are fighting against the war.
I cannot judge because I've never been there.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
I cannot judge, so I can only hear from your experience and how you feel, right?
Yeah.
I cannot say it's bad that you say that because I might go there and my mind says, hey, yeah, why not? Sure, I will live in Korea. You know, we are part of the earth, right? We cannot define ourselves to a certain demographic. We're just part of it. We're separated by water and some boundaries that there's no walls there, and people say this is a boundary, you know. So we should not confine ourselves to whatever. So I understand what you're saying extremely well. But then, since you choose to say, "Oh, you're gonna be in Korea," before we end this topic, you're gonna say something in Korea, whatever it is. Just say it in Korea, and then you're gonna translate it to me back in English, so we can hear. Or it could be anything. Not too long, but yeah.
Yeah. What can I say? In Korea, I would say.
Let me give you a heads up. Okay,
Yeah.
you can say okay, because I think you said a lot of nice things about Korea. You can just say like a kind of word of appreciation to Korea. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's not like sometimes people say, oh, thank you for all the opportunities that I got in Korea, you know, those kind of things. It's nice, the people there are nice and whatever. I'd love to be back there sometime. We'll see. Something like that.
Yeah.
But it has to be in Korea, so the people out there can know, like, we're not just faking what we're doing here.
Like, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 내가 중광입니다. 대한민국 5년 살았어요. 지금 캐나다 있었어요. 여기에서 공부하고 있어요. 근데 내가 대한민국 많이
Yeah, can you say what you just said?
많이 보고 싶어서 내가 여기는 공부 졸업하시고 한국에서 더 들어와요. 고마워요.
안녕아, 안녕.
So what I said is like, you know, I am so divine. I lived in Korea for like 5 years. Right now I am in Canada. So I am studying here in Canada. So I love Korea very much and I miss Korea. So I hope one day, I obviously when I'm done with study, when I graduate, I will move to Korea, at least like, you know, for some time.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. That's all we have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Yeah.